First of all, talk to me about the idea of these diversionary programs, because we do know that the Miami-Dade district in Florida does have these programs. The report said Broward County followed. What is it exactly?
Well, the general concept actually does have good foundation in criminal justice reform. There's a lot of data that shows that for the low level offenses, for the first time offenders, the nonviolent offenders, when you give them an option to say you need to do some community service, here's a probationary program to follow, and now you can avoid a criminal record. This has been very successful. The concern over past years was what they call the school to prison pipeline, where kids were getting arrested for things that aren't crimes unless you're underage: truancy, alcohol possession, smoking, stuff like that. And kids would get in trouble in school, get arrested. Now they have a criminal record. They're out of class for an extended period of time, and then their whole life is off track. So the initial idea does have merit to it. But if you go too far in the extreme, then you can end up with some really disastrous consequences. And I believe that's what we're seeing here. Now, I don't have direct evidence that that Broward Sheriff Israel has ordered anyone to not be arrested or anything like that. But what we do have is he's elected in 2012. He takes office in 2013. That year, the Broward Sheriff's Office, the Broward County School District, and several other stakeholders like the prosecutors and public defender's office all enter into an agreement about school discipline. And when I looked it up and I read through the whole document, it veered off what, in my opinion, is the standard accepted practice for these diversionary programs. It was the language said was trying to avoid arrest even for crimes. And for things that are low level misdemeanor offenses, I mean, people aren't overly upset if somebody's not going to jail for a minor bit of vandalism, but repeated conduct, or more importantly, acts of violence, things that are felonies, threats. These are the things that people are worried about. And by their own document, the policy was to not even require arrest, even if it was a felony or serious threat against a school. And that caused me a lot of concern. So I went and I looked up the actual crime statistics for Broward County for the relevant years. The statistics come from the FBI and the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. And when you look over the years, there's some variation up and down for different types of crime. But what is very noticeable is that the number of juvenile arrests goes way down. It drops by somewhere between 40 and 50% in the period from when Sheriff Israel took office to 2017, the most recent year or 2016 or 2017, the most recent year we have. That is a very significant drop. And that means that if the number of crimes being reported is staying the same, but the number of juvenile arrests is going down, that means some of these crimes are just not having anyone arrested for them. And that gives me a lot of concern.